diarrhea, nausea, urinary tract, and upper respiratory tract infection.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a WrestleMania Saturday edition of From the Chair with Nathan and Tonette.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Tonette,
Thanks.
from your assignment.
Thank you. Been pretty busy.
Let's start with, before we get into the WrestleMania picks, let's talk about today's Stand and Deliver. Thank goodness for Stand and Deliver. Tonette came in this morning because, for full disclosure, I overslept. She came in and reminded me, hey, dude, Stand and Deliver's on. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. I was actually surprised you were asleep or not even watching it, to be honest.
Well, that happens when you've been busy all week with WrestleMania stuff.
True.
So the first match on the pre-show was Schism versus Chase U. And I kind of got misled on this one because when I first turned WWE Network on, it was Drew Hudson and had a Schism shirt on. And so I thought Schism won up until I saw the end of the match where Chase U ended up getting the win with Duke Hudson's help. Tonette, what do you think of that match?
Oh man, that match was actually like killer. And I even have to give it to oh my god, what's her name? Please help me out, Nate.
Thea Hale?
Yes. I loved her back spring and then her like DDT. That was amazing. So good.
Okay, guys, I live in a nursing home, so I got to order my lunch and dinner for tomorrow. No, you're good.
Nate, would you like the cornflake chicken or cheese pizza tomorrow for lunch?
I'll do the chicken because, let's be fair, the cheese pizza here is just cheese.
Okay, for dinner,
Pretty good
did you
though.
want pork, chili?
I'll take the pork chili relleno.
Okay. You want the regular.
And thank you for the viewer. Hopefully you guys agree with my lunch choice. So, yes, I like that too. I also liked the fact that the Rock's daughter got a chance to wrestle.
Oh my gosh.
Although, yeah, I know they're trying to keep her away from being like her dad, but I would have liked to see a little bit of her dad's moveset. Maybe like a float over DDT or like a fake out rock bottom where maybe she goes for it and then she stops it right away.
She definitely deserves a singles match for sure.
And I can see one maybe against Thea Hale now that Thea Hale's kind of grown a backbone, which is what I noticed in that match. She was not afraid of anything tonight.
Yep.
So let's get on to the main card. I think I'm trying to remember all the main card. I just watched it, so let me think. The first match was the women's ladder match, which it's very rare to have the first match be like the show stealer.
Right.
But I think that match was the show stealer.
That match was the show stealer.
There was a lot of high spots in that match that I literally audibly said, ouch.
Okay.
Because it was painful. The funniest part of that match was when Dexter Lumis came in and he kind of slid underneath Indy Hartwell's legs.
Okay.
I was like, well, that's a little much even for a PG era of WWE.
I missed the whole slide in. I'm like, where the heck did he come from?
Well, he came from the crowd.
See, I missed that.
He came from, like, when she went to climb up the ladder, he came from the crowd behind her.
Yeah.
And that slid underneath her legs and just kind of turned on his back and he gave a thumbs up.
Oh my! I really wasn't expecting her to win, to be honest.
I see when Tony and Pat and I were on the other day, I picked her to win because I figured she'd been so close. It's like the kid that tries to win the race and he's like that close,
right?
And finally gets a chance to win it,
right?
So that's why I thought she was going to win. So personally, I'm very happy that she won. Forward to the match now between Gigi Dolan again and Gigi
yeah.
Anybody that knows Gigi Dolan, she could take that line now.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next match was the tag team title match
Mm-hmm.
with the Creeds, Gallus, and the D'Angelo family. And that was a good match also. There was some good matches on Stand and Deliver.
There
I
was some good
thoroughly
matches.
impressed.
Right. They all tore it up for sure.
The best part in that match for me, other than the finish, was when Brutus Creed did that double doomsday device and
Oh,
cannonball
I know.
outside the ring.
Cannonball. He never fails with the cannonball, though. He never
No, but he
fails.
almost did on this one because he kind of landed sideways off to the side of.
Yeah.
So, and in that match, the other member of Gallus came in and helped them get the win. So Gallus is still the NXT champions. Again, not to pat myself on the back, but I picked that one also. Just because I didn't think Gallus was going to lose this quickly, because they remind me a lot of the APA.
That's saying a lot, Nate.
It is, but they do. You know, the way they drink in the bar and then they just go out and beat the crap out of whoever they want. Might be because they're buzzed a little bit, but hey, that works.
Yeah, most people like to fight when they, drink.
Not me. I'm a crier.
Okay.
That's a little too personal. And then the third match was, oh god, I'm drawing a blank here. Give me a minute.
Oh shoot, me too. Was it Gargano?
No, I don't think that was far into. It wasn't the women's tag, because that was the.
No, they were like second to last.
They were second to last. So maybe it was Gargano.
It was Gargano. Yeah, it was Gargano
so
and Waller.
It was the Gargano, Grayson Waller undisputed.
No, it was Wesley.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. It was Wesley in that 5-man challenge against JD McDonough, Dragunov, Dragon Lee, and Axiom. And that match was killer. Like, it seemed like the multi-person matches tonight were amazing. Dragon Lee proved why he should be in NXT. Yeah, and very quickly, I think, be on the main roster.
You done elevated him.
I mean, he was the star of that. He didn't win, but he was the star of that match. Although I think Dragunov might have knocked out Axiom with that jumping forearm.
Took him out.
So the winner of the match, and I got this one wrong, but nobody's perfect.
It's okay.
Was Wesley. I actually thought they were going to give the title to Dragon Lee when I was doing the predictions.
Oh.
But it was kind of a cool finish because Dragunov went for his flying headbutt, and at the same time, Wesley went for the cardiac kick and kind of kicked Dragunov in the head on the way by, and then got the pin. So Wesley is still your North American champion, and I like what Booker T said on the commentary that Wesley is now becoming the best ever NXT North American champion, which you can't argue with.
No, and he defends it every week. Well, he wants to,
and especially with the open challenge. So, what was your thoughts on that match?
I love that match. That match was good.
And I'm sorry, guys, if it feels like we're trying to rush through this, but we do have a short period of time today. So.
Yeah. No, but that match was awesome. I actually kind of knew Wesley was going to win, to be honest, because he's so hungry.
Yeah, plus I like that cardiac kick. That's just. And then the next match was the Johnny Gargano, Grayson Waller match, and thank God that one went the way I wanted it to.
I loved how Candice LeRae jumped out of the ring. She goes, "Here's the baby. I'm gonna go take care of business," and went out there and gave him a good beating with that candlestick.
And he deserved it.
Yes, he did. I wish she would have hit him a few more times, though. Just a few more times.
But wouldn't it have been funny if the baby was a little bit older? The baby could have
Oh
slapped him across
my
the face.
gosh. Could you imagine? That would be
You'd be
hilarious.
like baby wrestling. You got Johnny wrestling, you got Candace wrestling, then you would have had baby wrestling.
Yeah, well, they are the wrestling family.
That's right. That match was brutal though, and I
Yeah, it
have
was.
to, as much as this pains me, I have to give it to Grayson Waller a little bit
Mm-hmm.
because that man's back looked like
Yes.
Swiss cheese.
But let's also give it to Booker T for being, pretty much when Grayson Waller went over the commentary table, he fell all on Booker T, and Booker T's just sitting there in shock, like, what the heck just happened? Why am I sitting here on the floor?
Yes, fans, for the first time since his reality of wrestling days, Booker T took a bump.
He did. He did, right on that tailbone.
And that's why you didn't see him probably stand up for the rest of the night. So
Poor Booker T.
Johnny Gargano won, but I think Johnny kind of went a little bit nuts because he had a look in his eyes after he won with the Gargano escape that like Joseph said, that I had never seen before.
That's Johnny Wrestling.
And that makes me intrigued that maybe they can build into that on the main roster now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he is wrestling, man. He truly is.
For those who are keeping track, I'm about even so far on my picks. The next match was the NXT Women's Tag Team titles between Isla Dawn and Alpha Flyer against Fallon Henley and Kiana James. I actually picked that Kiana James and Fallon Henley were going to win because I thought they would extend the Sebastian storyline with them being champions. But they didn't. It was Isla Dawn and Alpha Fire pretty handily, actually, got the win. And they could still extend that story because Kiana wanted her bag for Jensen and he wouldn't give it. So maybe that'll cause some strife.
Didn't their finisher kind of look like a double Sister Abigail?
Kind of. It's more like a backstabber senton bomb, which I actually kind of like. And it's actually kind of painful because there's, on a normal senton, you have a way to raise up a little bit or, stay on the ground. If it's a backstabber, you're stuck.
Right, you ain't going nowhere, huh?
And then your spine gets pushed into the to the knees of Isla Dawn.
Oh, man.
And for those who don't know, Isla Dawn has a kickboxing background, so those knees are very, very tough knees.
You can tell. You can tell.
And then the main event.
Oh my God!
Sorry, I was channeling my inner Mark Henry there. For a minute. So the main event was Braun Breaker, which I loved his ring attire. Again, paying homage to his family. And Carmelo Hayes. And before I get into that match, what do you think about Carmelo Hayes? Do you think he might be turning face? Because it didn't seem like him and Trick Williams were on the same page.
Honestly, no. Because if anything, I feel like Trick Williams would turn face compared to Hayes. Hayes, I don't feel like it's about him. It's all about him.
I could see that, but
he is him. He really is him.
But I don't think Trick Williams is ready to stand on his own yet.
Oh.
I think Trick Williams is good where he's at. He's good as a hype man.
But you said he was a really good independent wrestler when we were chit-chatting about him the other day.
He was, but I don't think he's ready for the NXT spotlight yet by himself.
Oh, you don't think so? Not even just even not without a title?
No, I think Trick Williams isn't ready, but Carmelo's ready. That's why they gave him the title. And I think the look that he gave Braun Breaker at the end kind of made me think that maybe they're switching him. Because the old Carmelo Hayes wouldn't have shook Braun Breaker's hand.
But they did come in together. So they signed together. They also helped build that new generation of NXT that they are today.
That is true, but the heel persona of Carmelo Hayes would have just walked away from Braun Breaker.
So do you think he broke character for a second?
Either that or they're dropping Easter eggs about him possibly in the future turning face. Only because I know the WWE. You know, it's not.
Yeah.
You know, they've done stuff like that before.
Did you really have to say Easter eggs, man?
But it is close to Easter with it being April. And yes, by the way, with this being April Fools, both my co-hosts Anthony Wagner and Anthony Wagner have both gotten me with April Fools jokes.
Yeah, Nate has returned the favor for me, by the way.
Yes, I did. Pretty well, actually.
Yeah.
So let's get to WrestleMania.
I'm still here. Okay.
So yeah, sometimes it'll go dark, but you're still on the.
Okay. Still here. Okay.
So
WrestleMania.
let's go to the WrestleMania card. So I think you have the list.
I do. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. So John Cena versus Austin Theory.
Okay, first before I do this, I can change my picks, but I have to let you guys know I'm a big loser when it comes to picking this thing. And I did lose last night because I picked Dolph Ziggler over Bobby Lashley, which why I would do that without seeing him, I don't know.
I'm surprised you didn't pick Bobby, to be honest.
Well, the problem was I didn't look at who was in the thing. I just
Yeah.
went for the shock and awe value of.
You should have went with your second instincts, man.
I know. And I should have done that with Isla Dawn, and because originally that's what I thought, but then I changed my mind.
That's all right, though.
So Austin Theory and John
Cena.
Cena. I think it's going to be Austin Theory.
Oh, you really? Oh, really?
Yeah, because I don't know what John Cena's movie schedule is.
Okay.
Right? So I don't think WWE would put a title on him.
Yeah.
If
Well, obviously my choice was John Cena, so.
and so was Tony, so you're good. You're not the only one, and I'm sure there's millions of people out there that would say the same thing.
I know for sure my kid's rooting for him tonight, so.
Well, yes, your kid is a huge John Cena fan.
Yeah.
By the way, if you see this later, hey, how's it going, Kai?
Hi, honey. All right, so we got Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley.
Oh, see, that's an easy one for me. I think it's going to be Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Rhea Ripley, too. They're going to give one heck of a show, though. That's for sure. And Dominic's definitely going to step in or intervene in that, for sure.
But please, I have to bring up one thing. The graphic guy who made the poster for Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley, dude, you need to fix what you've been doing, at least on that one, because you made Charlotte Flair look like a man.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Okay. The next one is the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I think
Go ahead.
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. That's what
I would agree with that, and I think these are kind of easy because the three that you started out with are kind of the easy ones to pick.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to put them together and make that big of a deal about them coming back together just to have them split up again or, not win.
True.
Plus, if you watched SmackDown last night, Sammy brought up something about Roman using Jey Uso, and he turned his back and looked at the camera like maybe he was thinking about what Sammy was saying. So if they go with the rumored match at SummerSlam with Jay and Roman, then they're gonna have to lose because I don't think they would have him go against Roman as the tag team champion.
Yeah, no. Well, who's to say Roman's gonna even have a title at all tonight?
And we'll get to that one in a minute. You're right.
Okay, so the next one we got is Becky Lynch and Lita and Trish Stratus versus Damage Control.
I think it's going to be Damage Control, and I'll tell you why. I think Trish Stratus is going to turn on Becky Lynch.
Okay, I have that same theory, but mine's a little bit different, but you go ahead.
So I think she's going to turn on Becky Lynch because during the interview with the Fizz, as you like to call him, and Kai, so thank you guys for that, and your mom. Becky said something about Lita. Lita said something about Becky, but they never said anything about Trish, and she didn't reciprocate the same thing. So I think she's going to turn on Becky so they can do a match at SummerSlam.
Ooh. Okay. Okay, so this is what I think. I think they're gonna win, and they're gonna be all, or not, excuse me, Trish Stratus, Becky Lynch, and Lita are all gonna win.
Right.
And then I think as soon as they're all comfortable, yay, we won. Trish Stratus is gonna go and hit her in the back, just
Ooh.
stab her. Yeah, and then like just start beating her up, and Lita's gonna be like, "What are you doing?" And then Trish is gonna be like, "I'm your best friend," like pick me. You don't, you know what I mean? And then they're gonna be kind of going to, and then I think Lita might have to like walk off because she doesn't know what to do.
That's a great story. It's
That's
kinda like,
what I think is gonna happen.
no, I like that one. That's kind of like what they did with the Shield with Dean Ambrose or with Seth Rollins when
Mhm.
Seth Rollins turned on the Shield.
Yeah, yeah, he sure did, didn't he? But that's my theory for that.
Um. Hold on just for a second. It'll be a little bit. So then the next
one. So the next one we got, y'all. This one right here, in my opinion, I'm like this right here. He better whoop his butt, and I'm talking about Seth freaking Rollins versus Logan Paul. And Logan Paul, I just, it's not that I don't. He's a very good athlete. I think he's very talented and everything. But it's just like you went from being UFC to all of a sudden you're into wrestling, and it's just kind of like, do you really love the business, or are you just doing it for the views? Like that's just what I think. But I feel like Seth Rollins is definitely going to kick his butt, and he needs to, in my opinion. So,
and I agree with that, especially because Logan Paul's contract is about ready to expire, and we don't know if he signed another one.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, Seth is probably going to go for whatever title that Cody doesn't want, because Cody's already said he's going to split the titles if he wins them.
Mm-hmm. As
So-
they should be split. They should have never been combined together.
So you're not going to have those. You're not going to have that guy, if you want him to go for the title, lose at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
The only way I could see it, Logan winning, is if he cheats and use that medal in his hand like he had with the.
Or his brother comes out.
That's a good point too.
Mm-hmm.
Ready for but I do think that Logan Paul's a better heel than he is a face.
Oh yeah, Logan Paul can never be a face. Not trying to.
I mean they tried, but you're right.
Yeah.
He's better.
And honestly, like, even though he does get on my nerves, I will say he can spit pretty good promos.
He does. He does.
So we got Ray. Okay, this is another one which I'm so freaking excited about because we've all been waiting over a year. It feels like to me anyway for this one. Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio.
I'm glad you brought that one up, and I'm glad that's the next one because I mentioned this to use something before we got on that you were going to be surprised what Tony showed me.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Dominic's going to come out in a lowrider with Eddie Guerrero's picture on it for his entrance.
Nate, stop. Are you for real?
I'm for real. I could show you the Facebook post when.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Alrighty then.
So that being said, I hope that Rey Mysterio takes him, as JR would say, takes him out to the woodshed, moves that butt from one side and down the other.
Mm-hmm. Give him a good old butt spanking.
And I would like it. I don't know if Tony Khan would let her, because technically her contract's not done yet, even though we know she's leaving. But wouldn't it be cool if Vicky Guerrero showed up?
That would be the shiz. That would blow the roof off the wall, man.
And just slap the crap out of it.
Oh my god, that gives me goosebumps just thinking about that.
That I would like scream my head off if that happened.
I'd be like, get him, Vicky, get him.
Exactly. And it would put things full circle because she started that with when she was involved in the custody battle when they had that ladder match.
Mm-hmm. So we got Brock Lesnar versus Omos, and with that one, Omos is a new creature for Brock Lesnar because he's the Beast. What would Omos be if Brock Lesnar is the Beast?
The Nigerian Destroyer, because I don't like the Giant.
Right.
Because everybody's been called the Giant. That's
same. Agreed.
But I actually think Omos is going to win it.
I hate to say that name, but me too. Me too.
I don't see what Brock Lesnar has to gain by winning this match. He's already done everything, and Omos would have more to gain.
Yeah.
By the win, right?
Right.
But here's the other catch. I think Omos is going to turn on MVP.
Oh, I would love to see that. I would love to see that, but I think he's too much of a Paul Heyman type for Omos.
And the only other reason I'm kind of going back and forth on that one is we haven't heard Omos do a promo yet.
No,
So
you notice that MVP speaks for him,
right, and that's what I'm saying. If he can't do a promo, then he does need like MVP.
right?
But then again, and we'll get to that in a minute. If Roman Reigns loses, Paul Heyman's gonna need another client.
Oh, he might have to Heyman somebody else.
Well, we'll get to who I think that might be at the end.
Okay, all right. So we got Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus Viking Raiders.
So that one, I picked the Street Profits, and I'm gonna stick with that one.
Ooh.
Tony and them said no because the Street Profits are probably gonna break up, which I can see that happening also.
You just want to know what's in their cup, huh?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
I think we all do.
and Montez always seems a little bit happy when he's drinking that cup. So.
A little bit too happy, huh?
But no, the reason I think they're going to win is, first of all, the Alpha Academy is going to split because Otis is going to go with max amount models and he's going to become a model.
A model. Mm-hmm.
And they're another plus size model, so go do yourself, man.
Right? They're coming in now, okay?
And then Braun Strowman and Ricochet, they're too new of a tag team for me to get the win. And WWE's shown that they're not pushing the Viking Raiders, so by process of elimination, that only leaves the Street Profits.
I was actually going to say the Viking Raiders.
I would not be mad at that.
Yeah, that was my pick. And honestly, you guys, I really just randomly picked. Honestly, because I'm going to be real, this is a fill-in match because they couldn't find another match to put.
Well, that and those fatal four-way matches are hard to pick because there's so many variables. Like
there's not very many like rivalry matches if you think about it. Like, because like they could have filled this spot with like another rivalry match, like two people who aren't getting along. Compared to like throwing a 4 tag team match in there. I'm not trying to sound rude, but it's kind of a waste. But
no, I agree.
I feel like we're kind of juked a little. But other than that,
no, you're good. Does he want to come? Does he need my password to?
He might. He didn't message me back.
Okay.
I think he's probably still sleeping a little late.
Cool. Well, just let me know.
Well, can you write on that YouTube? Like, can you message people on YouTube? Or is it just through comments?
On comments, but I can do it on Facebook if you give me his. Let me tell you guys what I'm doing. There's somebody that might not be able to watch WrestleMania, and so I'm gonna try to help them out with that. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. So just give us 1 minute.
You're on a live broadcast.
No, you should.
She's like, oh my God.
You're good. We've always got a distant interactive show. No, they can't see you. They can just hear you.
Oh my gosh.
Come on, guys. For real. The guy gave me a Drew McIntyre Fun Code toy today. I had to do something to help him out with WrestleMania. Plus, I would do that anyway.
He's right there.
I'll just write hi so I can save it.
And then once send me a friend request and I'll accept it, and then he can send me a message and we'll go from there.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
No problem.
I'll try to get him in there if I can go wake him up.
Sleeping.
Sounds good.
That does sound nice. See ya.
All right. So
next one we got is Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes.
Well,
you know what? We're going to skip that one and make that last. So actually, Bianca Belair versus Asuka.
I know you want to go first on that one.
So we all know, if you don't know, I love Bianca Belair. I love Asuka, but Bianca Belair is my girl, so Bianca Belair.
Somehow I knew you were going to say that, and that's fine. But I got to go with Asuka.
Mm-hmm. You just like that green mist she spits out.
I do like the sinister character that she's playing, and I wouldn't be surprised if she lops off that braid that
Oh my gosh. You know what I'm excited for her to do is that goo like that because it's been like green or not green, blue lately.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know like how Bianca Belair is going to react after she spits that on her.
I wonder if it'll be green tonight because of the great Buddha going into the
Oh,
Hall of Fame last night and Asuka saying that he was the reason she got into wrestling.
Did you see how excited she was when
Yes.
he came up and was doing his little spit
Yes.
in the air?
So, yeah, that's who I think is going to win
Okay.
it. And again, I want her to chop that braid off because, come on, Bianca, it's more of a hindrance for you. Like, when's the last time she used that as a weapon? Most of the time,
know.
it's like the ropes or.
Remember when she was healed down in NXT and she would use it all the time?
Right, the last time she used it on the main roster was against Sasha Banks at WrestleMania.
Nope, Becky Lynch.
Oh, you're right. My mistake.
So next one we got Gunther versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus.
As much as I want Sheamus to win that one, I'm going to go with Gunther.
Oh, you think Imperium's going to come out and help him?
No, I think, especially after what we saw on SmackDown, they're going to be fighting with each other so much between McIntyre and Sheamus.
True.
That Gunther's going to take advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I think they're going to set up an Intercontinental title match between him and the returning Pete Dunne, who's Bush now because they're about to change his name back.
You know, I was going to pick Drew McIntyre, but I think I'm going to change it to Gunther now because you just made a really good point. So, so the next one we got, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this one. Edge versus Finn Balor as the Demon. Okay, he's bringing the Demon back, you guys. We haven't seen the Demon in since Roman Reigns, since he fought Roman Reigns.
And the ring rope broke.
Yes.
So here's what I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen. There's a good chance you might need to cover your ears because if I tell Toadette what I've heard, she might scream. I think it's going to be Edge because Gangrel's coming back.
What?
The member, the vampire warrior that started the Brood, that brought Edge into the.
Okay, see, now I'm going to have to do some history because now I'm a little blank right now.
Okay, Gangrel is a vampire, right?
Mm-hmm.
He came out, he drank a chalice of what was supposed to be blood.
Mm-hmm.
They came out with like a ring of fire. They called themselves the Brood.
Ooh, why do I not know who this guy is?
Because it was in the Attitude Era.
Okay. But he's coming back.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I think, and possibly Christian.
Yes.
There it is. Because if you remember on AEW, Christian got married by Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
Jungle Boy.
Okay.
So then that frees Christian up to go to WWE.
Oh my God.
And think that would even it up, right? Because then you have Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest with Finn Balor in the Judgment Day. Because depending on where that is on the card, you guarantee they're going to try to get involved.
Edge had to go get them boys.
That's right. He had to go get his family.
All right.
So I see that happening.
Okay, so I have to say Finn Balor just because he's going to be the Demon. But
I wouldn't be mad at that one.
Okay. What about, okay, so we got Liv Morgan and Raquel versus Natalya and Shotzi versus Ronda and Shayna Baszler versus Sonya and Chelsea Green.
So I would have picked Ronda.
And Shayna, but we don't know how Ronda's arm is. She had that hairline fracture in her arm. So I have a hard time picking them. Sonya and Chelsea, they're just thrown together.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah,
it was supposed to be Carmella, but apparently she's injured.
Oh, which is weird because she's normally a safe wrestler.
Natalya and Shotzi, wasn't it? Is that who Natalya's?
Yep, Shotzi.
Natalya unfortunately never wins at WrestleMania, so I can't really say that she's gonna win this time.
I'm going to say this right now. I think she should have been in the Hall of Fame this year. Just saying, because I think it's pretty messed up that WWE's not putting her in the Hall of Fame, and she deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
Just want to let that be known. So
she should have won it in the same year her dad won it.
She should have went in 2. She should have went in before the Bella Twins. I'm not trying to be rude because I absolutely love them, but she should have went in before them.
No, I agree with you because she's 10 times the better wrestler than the Bella Twins. No offense, Bella Twins. Don't send Brian Danielson to kick my butt.
Because I love him too. So I love y'all too.
And personally, I think it shouldn't have been Shotzi.
It shouldn't have been.
It should have been Tamina.
Thank you. Because I'm like, where the heck is she?
And I did talk about that with Vertigo, one of her family members,
Mm-hmm.
and he completely agreed. So
see, even the family.
So my pick for that one was Raquel and Liv Morgan.
You just think Liv Morgan's cute.
I do.
That's why you picked her.
By the way, Liv, if you need a date for a dance, Valentine, whatever, you can find me on Facebook at Nathan Noss.
I was gonna pick her too, but just because Nate picked her, I'm gonna pick Natty and Shotzi. Even though they're gonna tear up a good match, they're probably not gonna win, but it's gonna be one good of a match.
Because we're a little bit ahead of schedule a little bit, I am gonna say this because I found it funny. You know that Sheamus workout videos that you watch? Did you see the one with Shotzi?
Yes.
I love that one.
Yes. She had him doing all them stretches.
Poor Sheamus, I thought he was gonna die.
He's like, oh my gosh, my hips don't bend like that.
I was like, of course not, buddy. She's a little more flexible than you are.
She took him through one heck of a stretch session though, man.
And please, if you guys haven't watched that, watch the Celtic workouts that Sheamus puts on YouTube.
Man.
They're hilarious.
They are.
And please, Dominic, I didn't say this to the prison thing, man.
You know you ain't been in no.
You look like Pee-wee Herman in prison outfit.
And you were only there for 5 minutes, so cut it out. All right, so this is the big one, our last one. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. We all know Cody Rhodes is going to
Another
win.
screen moment, ladies and gentlemen, so be prepared. I think it's going to be Cody Rhodes.
Same.
But thanks to Dakota Haynes, one of our viewers on here that comes on a lot,
Mm-hmm.
he showed me and Tony a video where Cody might do a combo entrance where, like, hit the part where he says Royal Family comes out, and then his dad's music hits. The American Dream music.
Oh my, is he trying to have me cry?
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm right there with you.
Dang.
So I think Cody
With you. Win. But I think afterwards, Dustin's going to come down, his brother.
Oh.
I think WWE work out something with AEW, maybe to get Christian and Vicky Guerrero and Dustin to come over.
Mm-hmm.
Because what better way to close that out, right?
Oh my.
If Cody finally wins the title that his dad couldn't win, even though he did, and it wasn't televised for Billy Graham. And then it was dropped because Vince wanted Billy Graham to have the title.
Of course.
Which was a mistake, Vince McMahon, I'm just telling you.
What better way for Cody to do that than to be around his family?
What better way for Cody to lead, right?
And have his
brother hug him, you know, in the middle of the ring, especially with their mouth passing away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've had one hard year. That's for
So
sure.
I picked Cody because I can't see Cody not winning. That I would be livid, and I will be very angry if Roman wins.
Yeah, me too. I will be definitely sending a very angry email and Twitter mail and Instagram mail and everything that I possibly. I'll even write a letter.
And I'll be right there with you.
So yeah, that's going to be a really good. I've always loved Cody Rhodes. I remember when I first saw him come out. I'm a little girl having a huge crush on him, and John Cena have always been like a thing for me growing up. But like John Cena, I stopped crushing on, but with Cody Rhodes, I haven't. So I'm always going to pick him no matter what.
So did you have a crush on the Stardust character or just the Cody Rhodes when he wasn't all painted up?
I probably would say both because he's just awesome. He's unique.
Oh, so you like the little mysterious Stardust look.
Yeah. I actually would love if they brought him back, but
well, that won't happen. Cody hated that character. Because he thought it was too much like.
But if he could do it in the character he is now.
Yeah. So, I was gonna say something and I just lost it, but
we get in here and just start chit-chatting and running our mouth and then be going off of topic and then forget what we're even saying.
But I think those are good picks for WrestleMania. Again,
I hope to God that Tony
I
Khan,
hope Khan, as a wrestling fan as he is, lets Dustin show up at WrestleMania because that would be the ultimate, like, end of that story because they keep playing up, let's finish the story.
Right, right.
So, I think we're gonna end it at that because I think you're getting close to the end of the time that you have.
Yep.
Thank you guys for watching, and Tony and I will be back on tomorrow night
to do our recap
of
both
both nights of WrestleMania.
Before
Before we let you go, I would like to say thank you to our sponsors, the CARE program, which is community action reaching everybody. Without them, there would be no podcast. So
Yes.
thank you for that.
Thank you.
And if you want to get a hold of them, look up Becky Bernhardt on Facebook. Also, Bruce W. Nichols Painting for all your painting needs. So look him up. He is taking bids right now. So, and I was told we'll travel depending, on his schedule. So we'll see how that goes. Also, we don't talk about books a lot on here, but we heard a good book yesterday from a local author. Her name is Tiffany Dickinson, and her books are called Big's Tale.
And the kaleidoscope.
And the Kaleidoscope. And both of those are available at any bookstore. Or you can look up Tiffany Dixon at gmail.com. This lady makes you believe in anything she writes.
Mm-hmm.
So please go check out her books.
Amazing author. Amazing author.
Please subscribe, like, and
check out our latest video from last night with DJ.
Check out our latest video from the Special Olympics. Also, we have coming up, and I know Tonette's excited about some of these. On the 16th, we have Wesley. On the 23rd, we have WCWC legendary manager Mr. Tubbs and Hellbound manager, which is one of the best factions in the Northwest right now. On the 29th, we have our first female guest, which is SOS. That's going to be a very fun interview.
Mm-hmm. So can't wait for that.
And then on May 8th, we have Panda, who's only been in the wrestling business for about a year, but is making lots of noise. So be prepared for that. A lot of good things. Oh, and then I'm sorry, on April 13th, I'm used to Tony cutting in on this point, so I think that's why I forgot for a second.
The producer.
We have Gino, I Told You So, Rivera, which him and Tony have been going back and forth on social media, so that one should be very interesting. On that note, guys, I think Tonette needs to head out of here, so thank you again for being on.
Thanks for having me.
You will be back for the SOS and the Panda interview. We confirmed that. You bring a lot to the podcast, so this is amazing, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah! Bye!
Sweet, that was fun.